Hello everyone, Tommy J here and welcome to I Show You Games. So today I'm here to show you Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which is a first-person shooter that everyone in the world has heard of because it has iterations that come out year after year. So this most recent Call of Duty is developed by Sledgehammer Games, and aside from this, the only other thing that they've actually worked on is Modern Warfare 3, and they worked with Infinity Ward on that. However, Infinity Ward was making all the decisions, and as far as I know, Sledgehammer Games was more there just to help them out, so it's not necessarily indicative of their design process or what they can do. Anyway, yeah, so they've worked on this one all by themselves, and it's actually using their own custom engine, which should be good, so yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Anyway, this video is entirely on the campaign, the single player. And if you do want to watch some of the multiplayer, I have a video on that as well. And I'll just link that in the description for you. Anyway, before we start, let's have a quick look at the options, because the options are quite important in a game such as Call of Duty, particularly when they have let us down in the past. So first off, in video options, we have the display mode, which has full screen, windowed, and borderless windowed. Love borderless windowed, very happy that's there. There's also a colorblind filter, which is nice. Yeah, you can turn that on if you are colorblind, which will help you out a bit. Now, we have the graphics options, which are great. There are 25 of them. Unfortunately, in single player, there is no field of view slider. In multiplayer, there is, and it ranges from 65 up to 90. 90 is good. 90 is a good size for an FPS. So yeah, I don't really see too many people complaining in the future because of that. But yeah, for some reason, it's not in the single player. I assume your options either carry over or it's a mistake and they'll patch it in the future. Anyway, you have a good deal of texture options. You can make it do it automatically or manually. Then you have shadows, post-processing options, anti-aliasing, shaders, and miscellaneous. So if you're, for some reason, struggling to run this, you can actually turn most things up to like ultra or extra and just remove screen space ambient occlusion because it is fairly taxing on your system, and super sampling, just get that down nice and low like I've done. So yeah, the game does run fairly well considering the graphics options that are available. One final thing is that in multiplayer, there is an FPS cap of 91. That does not exist in single player. In single player, there are screenshots of people well over 150, so good to know, good to know. Now there are also audio and control options, but yeah, they're not super important. There is gamepad, which is available, which is interesting because on a PC first-person shooter, you wouldn't normally use a gamepad. But yeah, if you want to, it's there, and there is aim assist and things like that. Anyway, we're going to continue where I am in the campaign. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours in, if that. So fairly fresh into the campaign. And I will be skipping all cinematics and stuff just so there's no spoilers in the video. Alrighty, well here we are after the cinematic, and it just gives you a little overview of what type of perks and abilities you have during the mission. And pretty much all you missed, without getting into any actual story, is that there has been a kidnapping and you are sending this little drone, it's literally the size of a fly, like it's literally a robotic fly, in to check out the situation and see what's happening. And yeah, it's pretty much it. So you're being all sneaky. Now, this is the, I think, third mission. I've been playing for between an hour, hour and a half, so it's not a huge amount into the game. Okay, now I have control of the drone. But yeah, it's kind of the first, as far as I'm concerned, non-tutorial mission. So it's a good thing to show because it's fairly early. I just hope it's not still tutorial stuff.
We live by God's grace. Still achieved nothing. You are mistaken. It will achieve a great deal.
Wow, that was brutal.
Prophet, they just executed a hostage. We're striking now.
Copy, Outlet 2-1. You have execute authority.
On teams, we're green. We're green.
3 mics to phase line Alpha. Clock's on.
If we attack now, they will kill the Prime Minister.
They'll kill him anyway. We'll get him out alive.
Keep it tight.
Alrighty, so let's actually see what guns I have. I know what that first one is. Wow. No. I want this. It's a gun.
Link from command.
Let's show them what Atlas can do. The KVA have been terrorizing this region for far too long. It's time to send them a message. A handshake with the Prime Minister, I could turn this entire region around. So take him alive. No pressure. Pressure? Well, pressure. Good luck.
And in case you are unaware, Kevin Spacey is an actor in this game.
My men are in position. No one fires unless we give the word.
Okay, moving on, I guess. So, one thing you may have noticed is that my teammates weren't quite at the door when I opened it then, and I think it's kind of a little push forwards for the whole, trying to make you not wait for them to do certain things. Like right now, no one's near me. They're still up there, but I can activate this, and it kind of teleports them down, and I think that's a good thing. While, I mean, if you're like, hey, they were just up there, they teleported down, it may break your immersion, it does mean that you're not sitting there forced to wait for that 30 seconds it would have taken for them to scripted walk down to you. And I think that is a really, really nice little change. And things have been doing that. And speaking of nice little changes, these gloves that you just used, it's a little gadget. It's one of the various gadgets. And so is this, actually. Yeah, it's a mute charge. These little gadgets that you get, from what I've seen, you get to use them a lot. It's not just, oh look, there's this one-off cool thing that we kind of made and you'll do a quick time event to get through it. It's a bit more than that. And it's really good. Okay. Where is an enemy? There is an enemy. Oh, okay, looks like teammates are dealing with it all. Let's just reload.
Hostage room, 100 meters. This way.
And yeah, because you do get to reuse the gadgets, I mean, I'm on the 3rd level, and I've been doing climbing with those things in pretty much every level.
Let's take a look. Mitchell, Joker, you're up.
Alrighty, what is this?
Reads biodensity through pretty much anything.
Okay.
Showtime.
All right, Mitchell, you're our eyes.
Ah, that's cool. So, I guess I'm marking all of the terrorists. There were 4 of them in the room. Yep, 4. So let's lock it on.
On your go.
Okay.
Mitchell.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's just an example of some of the stuff that's happened. Like,
Looks like Hades.
yeah, there's been a lot of really cool little things like that. Oop, rescue you.
They've taken out the hostages, the technologists from our summit. The KVA wanted them, not us.
Johnny,
What? My men just spotted them in a box truck.
color,
What color? Wait.
position.
Where? They're leaving downtown.
All right, let's move. Alpha team.
So impatient, Gideon.
Sir, you'll be safe here.
Thank you, Soldier.
So something else you may have noticed is that the facial expressions are incredible. Now, it's not just on the main characters. It's, if I check random people's faces, they're going to be great. Though, of course, the main characters are done a little bit more because you're going to have to deal with them for, I assume, the entire game.
Southwest of your position.
Roger that.
So yeah, if I just go up to some random person without that stuff covering the screen, their faces are pretty well done. Like, they really are. It looks nice. The graphics in general look pretty good, actually. Let's just... Whoop. Yeah, sorry. Got distracted by pretty explosions, but the graphics in general look pretty good. And they're much better than previous iterations of the game, particularly Ghosts. Ghosts, it bothered me a little how average that game was. And from what I've seen thus far, this one is much better, which is what everyone was looking for. Alright, you are a friend. Let's see where the enemies are. So you have various gadgets available to you that are a bit futuristic. For example, your grenades. Oop, there's an enemy over there. Let me just deal with him. Your grenades are multi-purpose, so you can switch between them. So a threat grenade, for example, I'll throw it, and it will kind of scan the area and tell me where enemies are. Now I know there's 2 snipers up there shooting terribly wide. They're gone now. But yeah, it lets you see through vehicles. Ouch. And stuff. Now, there's also another set of grenades, the explosive grenades. So, contact, frag, and smart. I like smart. You just throw it, and it hovers, and targets enemies. It's so cool. So, I've mentioned a lot of good things, but you're probably wondering what actually sets this game apart from previous Call of Duties. And my answer would have to be, it's the exosuit. If you've been following this at all, you will have heard plenty about the exosuit, but just in case you haven't, what it is pretty much a little bit of a cross between, I guess, the Titanfall pilot suit and the Crisis suit. Except it's more of an exoskeleton. Oop. Let's try and get these guys out of the way. Ooh, that hurt. Jeez. But yeah, so if I go and look at a teammate, he'll have this kind of skeleton thing on his back. It's a bit dark right here. But yeah, he's got the skeleton thing on his back. Just overlapping his spine. Are they coming? Okay, now they are. That's okay. I'm well ahead. But yeah, it gives you strength, it gives you speed, and it gives you some cool abilities. So, for example, in this, I can use M to bring up this shield. And I now have this shield, which blocks bullets. Very, very handy. Is there an enemy over there? There is. Ooh. Wow, instantly died. So, as far as difficulty goes, I am on Hardened. There's 4 difficulties: Recruit, Regular, Hardened, and Veteran. So I'm not on the hardest, but I'm on the 3rd hardest. Well, 3rd difficulty. So there's one harder than this. Ooh, let's get away from that. That looks painful. It's like a pulsing grenade. Never seen that before. Let's just smart grenade over there. So cool. And get down, because that guy killed me before. I'm actually going to bring up my shield. Go for a bit of a run. Okay, put it away. And how many enemies are there? There's one there. Actually, now's a good time for a threat grenade. Okay, so can't shoot through those walls. But yeah, as you can see, the gadgets are really cool, and they do actually give you a reason for being able to mow down hundreds and hundreds of soldiers in your little squad. Because of course I can see through walls. I have 2 bullets left. Let's swap this gun out. I'm getting fairly uninteresting sights. I'm fairly sure weapons are random. I could be wrong though. Ooh. There's one more, it looks like. Oh no. It's done. Target enhancer. Now this is a cool weapon sight. So as far as the graphics in single player go, they're pretty good. Like, you do obviously have your textures that if you walk right up to, you're gonna kind of be unimpressed. Oop. But as far as they go in general, they look nice. Like, let's just look at this vending machine, for example. I think that looks great. It looks like a vending machine. Like, maybe if I grab this and zoom in, it's gonna look unimpressive, but yeah, in general, things look pretty good. Okay. Whoop.
Inside, inside.
That turret's armored. We're gonna have to fight.
Oh, good. That technical is right there. I really like this site. Okay. Whoop. And apparently I'm a terrible shot. My god. It's okay, he's dead now. So what I'm going to do is deploy my gadget and walk over this way. So I mentioned the suit before, and that's what gives you your abilities, and it also gives you the ability to dash. So I can do this and kind of jump to the side. Which is really handy, because it lets you get out of the way of things, like... Ooh, he was a problem. Let's just... Teammate decided I was taking too long, walked around the back. Alright, so let's get climbing. Can I go sideways? I can. Cool. Alrighty. So, one issue that I have had is that if you're halfway through a mission, or even if you've just started a mission, and you change any graphics settings, when you restart the game and it loads back in, it replays the cinematic. Now, this isn't a problem when you die or anything, but when it replays the cinematic, it kind of plays the entire thing and then loads the level. I'm not sure if it's a problem with any of my settings, but my level's never been loaded by the time the cinematic finishes. Crossover. Oh god, it's like a big game of Frogger. Let's go. Huh. I made it. Oop. Let's get down. And yeah, that bug just got a bit annoying because I was in-game, I was trying to check out what the graphics changes did, and every time I made a change, I had to sit through, I don't know, about a minute and a half of just waiting for this cinematic to play out. So as I said, thankfully it doesn't happen when you die. In fact, the checkpoints are actually fairly generous. Whew, just, oop, there's a guy. The checkpoints are actually fairly generous, and if you die, you don't really get set back too much, which is good, very good. Now, just on the note of enemy variety, that's the first time I've seen dogs, so that's cool, that there is actually a bit of variety. Alrighty. Jeez. Oh. Oop. Okay, so there are QuickTime event-based things, just like that, where you push space to jump. Oop, jump again. So that was cool. I assume it was going to tell me to jump when he did, but just because I went for it, it worked. Wait, I think I was shooting at the wrong driver then. Like, the wrong side. Shooting at the right, hoping the driver would be there. Jumping over again. Whoop. I don't know about you, but I'm finding this very exciting. Call of Duty is good at doing that. Oh, no, don't reload. Yes, there we go. Whoop. So yeah, a few more quick time events. It doesn't happen too much. Like, it has happened a fair few times, I guess, maybe a few times a level, but it's not happening continuously. You do have all those gunfights and things in between. Brutal. Jump. Yeah, so the combat isn't just endless QTEs, which, I mean, is always good, and it would be a bit worrying if it was. There are a fair few, but it hasn't gotten to the stage where it's bothering me yet. And I just missed every shot at that chopper. Oh, jump. And I need to heal. Thankfully, shield. Very handy.
Jump now! The targets are 12 o'clock!
And even handier that my teammate took that chopper out. Oh god, F.
Hold on!
Yeah, slow motion shooting would not be Call of Duty without crazy action movie type scenes. So yeah, a few more quick time events just to end it, I guess. Oop. Yeah, so yeah. I guess this is about to be the end of the level, so I'm actually going to just end it here. I'll pause it right now just so I don't ruin any of the stories, but there is one last thing I want to talk about, and it's going to come after the end of the level, so I'm just going to skip to that right now. Okay, so after you finish a level, you get a score based on how well you did for any headshots, number of kills you got, grenade kills, the amount of intel you found. I didn't actually find any that level, I don't think. But what you do with this is you get upgrade points. Now, I have 6, and it's just little things that customize your character. So, increasing the amount of time you can sprint, adding an extra grenade. I do really, really like the grenades. I think they're so cool, so just upgrade both of them and, yeah. Do other things like a detection grenade or reduced weapon kick or just stuff like that. Just little cool stuff. And I figured I would add this in just because it is a part of the campaign and it does allow for a little bit of customization, though I imagine at the rate it's going, by the time I finish the campaign, I probably will have filled it out. And on the note of finishing the campaign, as I said, I'm only 3 missions in, but people have been saying it's about 5 to 6 hours. Now, I don't know if that's the developers saying, oh yeah, it's 5 to 6 hours for the average player, which means the faster players will finish it in like 3 to 4, or not. So you may have to look out for that. But yeah, with what I've seen thus far, I'm quite impressed. And look, overall, I'm quite happy with the single player. It does have that big action movie feel to it, which, let's be honest, is what everyone's looking for in the Call of Duty campaign. The graphics are good, the game runs well, which is a welcome surprise considering it is a multi-platform release. Now, while there is no FOV slider in single player, I have a feeling it will either use your multiplayer settings or have a patch incoming to fix it. Now, the guns and gadgets you use are awesome, and the gadgets actually do get used more than once, which is huge, because if we just go back to Black Ops 2 for a second, there were a few gadgets that were really cool, but you only used them once, and that was it. It was just for like a little 20-second segment. So yeah, I do like that you do get to use them over and over. Now, there's also this nice fresh feeling to the game, and it may be that it's got that little bit of a Titanfall, little bit of that parkour-ish feel, just with the jetpack and the suit and stuff. Now, I didn't have it this level, but you can double jump with one of the suits that I had in one of the other levels. So it will change up based on every level. You aren't just the same soldier with the same abilities each time. Also, the game has Kevin Spacey. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to favorite, like, and or subscribe. If you want to watch my multiplayer video, click the annotation on the top left of the screen right now or the link in the description. Thanks again, guys. This has been Tommy J. Have a good one.